I think stories are the ultimate way of connection. I think that they're the core component to empathy. People look to stories to find pieces of themselves and try and make that connection with other people. And I think that in this day and age where there's so much divisiveness and hatred, storytelling serves as a huge way for us to break down barriers, understand each other a little better. Ultimately, it boils down to people wanting to see a piece of themselves in something and feel like they're part of a bigger story in itself, as opposed to being isolated and simply just an individual on a huge planet. So I've always had a passion for filmmaking ever since I was a kid, playing around with VHS handycams and using, taping over family memories for the sake of making spoof films. I wanted to take that to the next level in school, so when I joined Fort Lewis, I found the closest major I could to understanding, filmmaking, film history, media in general, and that brought me to Los Angeles, where I started working in production. And kind of just snowballed along the way. So I lead a team called Creative Labs, and it sounds exactly kind of what it is. It's a team that explores and experiments with creative media. So we make trailers and key art and promotional materials better by trying to understand what makes them tick for people and help connect to members across the globe. So Creative Labs is a global team that works sort of from a hub in Los Angeles. It's a very diverse group of creatives that bring different disciplines, from creative strategy to creative making, so folks that have experience in trailer editing, key art creation, etc. And the team itself is always fixated on answering big questions around what makes promotional media tick. It's kind of bridging arts and science to pose these big questions around how do we take a show like The Witcher or Stranger Things, and how do you take these pieces of media and use them as sort of a treasure map to connect to people across the globe. Yeah, I would think of it as like a research and development hub, and we have kind of a gift in being able to do that here. I decided to go to Fort Lewis because I had taken a Fort Lewis class in high school, having the benefit of growing up in Durango, going to Durango High School. I wasn't totally sure what it would be, and I wasn't totally sure where I could take it. And then as I learned a little bit more about the liberal arts program, I realized that it was absolutely perfect for the way that my brain works and sort of the curiosity that I operate with. So after one semester, I was hooked. Candidly, I thought maybe I'd do a semester or two, perhaps transfer, go to a proper film school. But I stayed because the professors, Kurt Lancaster, who I believe is at NAU now, but he taught videography, and it was very sort of new to Fort Lewis at the time. I remember using tapes, which is like so funny to think about now since my phone is a better camera than those then. Kurt brought this like fervor and passion for making short films, and I remember shooting short films in the alleyway behind restaurants down on Main Street at 2 in the morning with Kurt, who had drank 6 Coca-Colas. He was an addict on those, and it was just amazing. It was so much fun to be burning the midnight oil making short films with him. Fort Lewis prepared me for adversity and I would say curveballs in a way that maybe wouldn't have gotten at other places. Going from a small school, small town to a big city like Los Angeles was definitely a transition. I think I was able to navigate a very challenging and overwhelming city and a very challenging and overwhelming profession by sort of resting on those multiple skills I picked up along the way. Again, I look back to the liberal arts education model. A lot of that experience, I think, is why I was tenacious. Super grateful for my time at Fort Lewis. The professors that I experienced and the connection that I made there are invaluable, and even if I don't keep in touch with those folks, their influence resonates with me to this day. There's something special about this school, that town, that community. I loved every minute of it. We gotta get to him first. Let's take separate cars, kill two birds.